Upgrades.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Danielle?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. My name is Samuel Leggett with JVS Media Productions. I'm going to tell you flat out that your portrayal of Sofia was one of my favorite
Mhm.
performances all year. You lit that up. I don't mean to butter you up, but I'm being very serious. It
Thank
was a
you.
very serious performance, but it was so uplifting all at the same time. But let me get to my question.
I
So my
appreciate you.
question comes to when approaching the jail sequence, okay? Um, the sequence it transitions from the assault and your approach, I wanted to know what was your approach to the mindset that she was going through that time. I mean, it was a very hard scene, but watching it the hardest struggle about it was somebody so strong dealing with
Yep.
hopelessness. And
Yep.
hopelessness is something that we all deal with.
Hmm.
And I wanted to kind of know what did you and Blitz kind of want to try to do with the isolation side of it, as well as how your approach to such a difficult scene, because one of the most powerful, but it was also one of the hardest. And so I just wanted to get your headset on that.
Yeah, man. I really feel like I had to surrender and really let the ancestors rock this one. I had to get
Mm,
out of the way. I had to get out of the way. And I really feel like I was just wanting to listen to them. It felt like being in it's dark, but it felt like being in a graveyard of black women who were Sophia's. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It felt like it because we also shot on a plantation, and
Mm,
so that particular scene wasn't on a plantation, but at times we were on an actual plantation. And I grew up in Georgia. I'm a Southern girl, so being surrounded by all of these trees and thinking about the brothers and sisters that might have been hung on them was heavy.
yeah.
And so I did a lot of research on women that were actually, because a lot of times we think of the men, which is heartbreaking, that were hung, and
Mm,
lynched. But I really focused on the women. There was a woman in particularly Eliza Woods that I spent some time looking into her story because I felt
mhm,
like that's what would have happened to Sophia. She was
mm,
right on that edge, of that happening to her. So, yeah, it was not the most glamorous time. I remember writing in my journal after we should have a deeper conversation at some point. But anyway, writing in my journal after the 70 days of shooting, I'm depleted because I literally was like so physically when I had to do PT and chiropractor after doing the mob scene, and mentally
mm,
just exhausted. I was done. But you do this for your art when you know it's way bigger than you and you're serving such a huge purpose, like the one we're doing. We know what this story means to us, the color
mhm.
purple, and we know the impact that it has on the healing of our community.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like, yo, we got, and not just our community, other people too, So I mean, I was just excited, and I had to surrender to that so someone else could like come through whatever they need to come through.
It shines with every single moment to the very last thread of the movie.
Thank you.
I love it. I really love it and love your performance. And thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you. It
Congratulations.
was lovely talking with you, even if it was 4 minutes. It was really nice.
More time, let me know
I
anytime.
know. I love that.
All right, you take care, Danielle.
Rated PG-13.
Falling out the top of the
I can see the skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind. Oh Lord.